The Tsaesci... Wait, hold on. The Tsaesci? The Tsaesci. Okay, hold on here. I gotta look this up. Tsaesci. The Tsaesci are easily one of the most requested topics for me to cover in the Weird Lore series. I mean, they sure are weird, but there's a lot up to speculation and a lot of information to cover in my video format, so I'm gonna do my best here. Across the pond on Nirn sits the continent of Akavir. This is a mysterious ancient land that was once home to the Nor people before they made the trip to Tamriel. Let's be real though, if I lived with and fought snake people every day, I'd probably get the hell out of there too. Yep, we're talking about the creepy snake people that have haunted the dreams of many a child at night. The stories of their infiltration and ruthlessness are legendary. Even the people of Tamriel can't escape them. The Tsaesci are like a race cross between a snake and man, with a bit of vampire sprinkled in there as well for good measure. There are conflicting reports on what the general populace looks like, but most of it talks of some reptilian qualities. Early reports lean towards the race having the lower body of a snake but a human-like torso, while other reports have simply described them as either men or having very few snake-like qualities. There are theories that this contradiction could be the result of one suggestion being flat out wrong, but others state that the Tsaesci may be using human slaves for war and servant purposes. There have also been stories in the past that snake-like Tsaesci, perhaps the true race, have appeared to high-ranking humanoids, but this meeting is extremely rare. The lifespan of the Tsaesci is unknown, but one of their race was confirmed to have lived at least 300 years before being assassinated. Tsaesci do not have a history of opening their culture to others willingly. In fact, most contact with the race has been through invasions into Tamriel and once into Akavir. Because of these invasions, scholars have documented the race as being exceptional warriors, and that battle is a large part of their culture. The warriors were said to be donned with dragon-scale armor, of which it would require exceptional battle prowess to attain, and great craftsmanship to create. Ever wonder why the blades look like samurai? Well, you can thank the Tsaesci for that. The warriors of the Tsaesci were so powerful, in fact, they directly influenced the gear the blades typically wear in battle even to this day. Hell, there were even talks that they rode mounted dragons into battle, which is scary as f***. To top off their military capabilities, the race was able to march and invade through most of Skyrim before being warded off, all with a relatively small invasion force. The Tsaesci are still a part of Imperial culture to this day. After the end of the first invasion and their defeat at Pale Pass, the captured Tsaesci were used as political figures and generals for a time, and theorized to have actually bred into Imperial culture. The right hand of Emperor Remen III Versidu Shea plotted and successfully assassinated the Emperor and assumed the throne for 300 years. He was succeeded by his son for a further 100 after being assassinated, although the Empire was eventually able to put an Imperial back on the throne afterwards. After multiple invasions into Tamriel, Uriel Septim V launched an invasion back over into Akavir to fight back against the Tsaesci. After a relatively easy invasion into the land, the Tsaesci seemingly baited Imperial forces and thwarted them, with minimal forces returning in short order, sans their emperor. For the past era or so, the Tsaesci have been a quiet race, seemingly content within Akavir at this point. However, if the stories are to be believed, there may still be a Tsaesci presence within the Imperial High Court. The race may in fact be hiding, biding their time to invade once again. And given their theorized long lifespans, it's entirely possible. I think it's safe to say the Tsaesci are a very mysterious race. Do you know any other facts about them, or do you have any other topics you want to see covered in this series? Let me know what they are. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to my channel. If you want to support me, two ways you can do that. If you're watching on VidMe, throw a tip over there, and if you want to support my Patreon, the link to that in the description. IAmPattyJack, and I'll see you next time.
You know, I saw a Tsaesci once. Well, I thought I did, but it turned out to just be a snake that kind of had a couple twigs that kind of looked like arms on it, so, you know. It wasn't a real one, but it tasted really good. Put some Imperial barbecue sauce on that. 10 out of 10 would recommend.